What the hell was that? I certainly hope that doesn't happen while I'm reacting to the trailer. But yeah, this is the final trailer. Season 3 is right around the corner. It's less than a month away. I'm very excited. And I'm also concerned because there's not that much hype around the show, I feel like, this time around. And I know it's because people were not happy with how season 2 ended and some things in it, nor was I. But I think that I forgave them a lot knowing that they had to cut it short. I'm glad they did not rush to wrap it up. The waiting has been painful though, so I understand the frustration. And also I understand the concerns because some of the writing choices and the changes from the book haven't been the best. And they did not fully respect the source material, and that's always concerning. But I think that there was a lot of good there as well, what they've done with it. Even some of the changes were actually improvements. And also I know that people always hate on how much time we spent in Harrenhal with Damon, and I agree that it could have been shortened, more compact and concise. But I'm pretty sure that in the story, I haven't read it, but I heard that in the story at that point Damon is not featured at all. And honestly, I would rather have him in that less exciting setting doing fuck all than not have him at all, because he's one of my favorite characters. Damon and Aemond, I love them both. They're the best. So I was happy to see him even if he wasn't doing anything particularly exciting. Plus there was some character development there and just moving the plot along. It wasn't just all useless. And I know that people complained about him just suddenly wanting the throne, and they're talking about how he already made peace with Rhaenyra getting it, and he accepted her as his queen before, so it's kind of like redundant or devolving things instead of evolving them. But I honestly don't agree. I think that in the moment he just lost his brother, and his brother's last wish was for Rhaenyra to ascend the throne as far as he was concerned. They also lost a child, they were mourning, and it brought them closer together. I understand why he supported her, and of course he loves her, so. But once I think the dust settled, and once he was observing how she was behaving, how she was trying to avoid war while he wanted to raise the King's Landing, kill the usurper and his family, he just wanted to move things along. He wanted to choose violence, and she was not doing it. So I think he fundamentally disagreed with her way of doing things. He saw it as weak, not wise, not merciful. He also saw Viserys's rule as weak and feeble as well, and he was just disagreeing with all of that. And it makes sense that he went against it. And honestly, some might find him seeing visions of the future, like prophetic visions, corny, but I thought they were kind of cool, and they added this mysticism to the story. And also, I think with Daemon, at that point, that was the only thing that would have convinced him, because I don't think anyone could have rationalized it to him, and I don't think anyone could have appealed to his emotions. Just seeing this out-of-body, crazy, prophetic, supernatural experience, that was like the only thing that could have deeply affected him. It kind of ties to how Rhaenyra was telling him about the ice and fire prophecy, and he was just looking at her like a crazy woman and then choked her out, and he thought it was all bullshit, but then it kind of put it all into perspective once he actually with his own eyes saw that there's merit to it. So yeah, I think there is some pretty good storytelling there. I think it actually makes sense if you just think deeper about it. I'm trying to stay positive here, because there were mistakes made there, of course. The whole blood and cheese, that was a disaster. Alicent going into the woods or traveling to see Rhaenyra and also being okay with killing her own son or allowing him to be murdered, that was not good. That was not really what I expected. That didn't seem in character. Rhaenyra making out with her advisor lady, forgot her name, Misari, I think, after she told her about an extremely traumatic event in her life, that was strange and came out of nowhere. But still, overall, I think there was more good there than bad, and the acting was great, and the story is still interesting to me. I cannot wait for the big battle that they were literally moving towards in the end of season 2, and I think they're gonna open season 3 with that, and that's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be visually stunning, and I think after building up to it for so much, it's also gonna be, like, the stakes are gonna be high, and there is substance to it. It's not just something that happened out of nowhere. It's been a long thing coming. All the pieces on the board have been moving towards it, so yeah, I'm really excited for it. But for now, I talked way too much before this. I should have probably kept this discussion for season 3 premiere, or maybe not said anything at all, but I just wanted to vent. Like I said, I'm concerned that there's not enough hype around this. I think that for now, the show has not betrayed us enough for people to bail entirely, so let's just give it a chance, be fair and square, see how it goes. That's what I'm gonna do at least. But for now, I wanna watch this trailer, so let's do this. Oh my god. Is this the battle that they're gonna open with?
These are turbulent times.
Sure looks like it.
Rhaenyra's coming. You're no longer safe here.
At least she's telling her son to go. She doesn't want both of them slaughtered.
Without further bloodshed.
The Queen has many dragons. But her subjects do not feel safe, nor should they.
I see you have been
He looks
merciful,
sick.
but the crown is a weight that crushes. You'll do things that spell death for all involved.
Little by little. Bite by bite.
I'm
We're
curious about
exposing
that
her as
guy.
weak and unsuited to rule.
My enemies have been allowed to muster their strength.
I mean, you kinda allowed
She'll
them.
certainly fail.
You've been very patient.
And we
For
raise
better
our
or
own
worse.
throne.
In a war,
Are those the Northmen?
all suffer.
Was that Allison's brother?
You've come so far, and yet you still don't know who you are.
Have you not betrayed your queen? Bring Aegon,
She does emotional scenes really well.
the usurper, to me.
Oh my god, that was insane.
Did I not warn you that you would come to this?
Well, I got shivers. I don't care what anyone says. This looks good. I'm sure that there are gonna be some changes to the source material. There have been so far, and there will be more. I'm sure that people will be annoyed. I might be annoyed, but I have not read the book personally. I don't have any emotional ties to it. Also, I'm aware that it's mostly just a retelling of events from 3, if I'm not mistaken, different perspectives. So I think it offers a lot of leeway of what actually might have happened. Of course, when something is described in the book in a certain way and it's actually awesome, and then when they interpret it differently and it's a step down, that sucks. That's what they did with Blood and Cheese. And also, that is not even just winging it because freedom of interpretation. I mean, they literally excluded a character out of that scene and all the emotional weight that went with it. They completely subverted that scene, and they definitely lowered the quality of storytelling there. So that's a very fair criticism, and I hope that in this season there's not going to be a lot of that. I hope there's not going to be any of that. But if they make changes, like, I wouldn't even call it changes, like what they did with Laenor. As far as the history archives were concerned, he was meant to be dead, but it makes sense that those characters whose points of view were in the book didn't know what actually happened, and in the show it is a secret that nobody besides Rhaenyra and Daemon know that he actually escaped with his life, and it was just part of the plan. So it works, it's an acceptable change. You can actually argue that maybe if Laenor isn't actually dead, Seasmoke should not be looking for another writer. They explain it as just Seasmoke being lonely. I guess I can see how it can make sense, because while a person cannot have more than one dragon in their lifetime, with dragons they do get other riders. Typically it's because the previous rider dies, but I don't think there was ever a stated rule that that's the only way a bond can be severed. So maybe just distance and absence can still have a similar effect. It's a forgivable change and interpretation, so if they do that and it's good, then I absolutely don't mind that. It's fair. But yeah, this looks visually amazing. Just the effects, the costumes, just how everything and everyone looks, it's great. I think that they stepped up their game in that regard, and that the acting seems solid. It always has been. Even when they make changes, the dialogue, just the lines that they write and the way that the characters speak, it's always on point. I don't think that they ever dropped the ball there. I don't think anyone ever said anything that I was like, that sounds stupid. It's more that just some choices that didn't really make sense. Anyway, I enjoyed this trailer and I hope you enjoyed this reaction. I'm excited for season 3. I'm definitely going to be reacting on this channel, so if you want to see it, don't forget to subscribe, but also leave a like, leave me a comment, tell me what you thought about this. Thank you for watching, but for now, bye.